Australia is one of the most popular rounds of the World Rally Championship. It's partly down to the way the organisers have turned it into such a spectacle. The driving is unique as the forest roads around Perth are covered in tiny balls of gravel. They make the surface as slippery as ice and the cars need special tyres to fight for grip. No one can afford to slip up in Australia.
I can afford to slip up in Australia because of how much I'm leading the championship by. I haven't actually shown you the championship table for a while, but I will after I've won the championship, after I've completed Wales. But we're here for the Rally of Australia, and I'll expand what I meant by saying that New Zealand was a forgotten rally. It's because everyone likes the Rally of Australia better, and Australia is basically the same country as New Zealand, but bigger. You know? In the movies, they use fucking New Zealand guys to be Australians because the stereotypical Australian accent is done better by people from New Zealand. I don't know what they're called. Kiwis. Isn't that a bit of interesting trivia, what we just learned? Anyway, welcome to the meme Colin McRae rally episode, where we're in the meme country, driving the meme car. Run out of epic meme parodies going on. I hate it. I just hate, but also there is a specific thing that I hate, and that specific thing that I hate is when people are like, oh, that's a good meme. I hate when people, I hate when I can't make words too as well. That sucks. I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. What is it I hate? I hate when people talk about memes, unironically, you know? I hate when people take memes sort of seriously. I don't get it. It's like they don't understand what memes are, you know, what they're for. And two, you know, it's, why are you taking memes seriously? What the fuck is this? I also hate when people talk about memes in general, but I make an exception for myself because I'm the protagonist of YouTube, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and no one's allowed to tell me I'm not. I've been thinking about starting some kind of channel where I review. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I might have talked about it before. In fact, I've definitely talked about it before, but I'll talk about it again. I'll bring it up again, because I've actually been thinking about it recently. Well, it won't be his most recent video now, but at the time of me saying this, it's his most recent video. The mysterious Mr. Enter, and we should all know who that is, uploaded a video called We Need to Talk, which a lot of people heard and, you know, took him, gave him benefit of the doubt, and were like, yeah, maybe people are too harsh on you, and maybe reviewing stuff is difficult, and, you know, maybe editing is important, blah, 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 blah. But what I heard for the 35 minutes he was talking is, wow, why are critics allowed to criticize my criticisms? So what I've been thinking of doing is basically starting some kind of channel where I review cartoons and stuff. Like, I like cartoons, and I have thoughts about cartoons. I like anime, but I don't really have thoughts about anime. Because anime is made to... I mean, obviously I have thoughts about anime. All kinds of thoughts about anime, but I feel like a lot of the difference between anime and cartoons is that the point of anime is to entertain, and the point of cartoons is to brainwash kids with CalArt's liberal values, and I don't appreciate that. So what I'm thinking is I start a. I've been inspired by the channel Diversity in Comics. To a lesser extent, Captain Cummings, but I don't like Captain Cummings' voice as much, and I don't like the. A lot of the time, he uses that function that comes on recording stuff, where if it's not picking up any sound, it just turns off and goes dead, and then it comes back on when you're speaking again. It has this really like in and out kind of quality to it, and I don't like that. I'm pretty sure he stopped doing that, but that turned me off a lot of his videos. You know, I just prefer Diversity in Comics to Captain Cummings. But it's not about which channel I've been inspired by. It's about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take, well, not take, but I'm gonna use that format where they sit down, you know, and I mean, those guys, you know, Diversity in Comics particularly, sometimes gives out praise to stuff, but what I might start doing, and this isn't an original idea, and I'm sure we've all figured out what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do that, but for cartoons. Like, a show will come out, and I'll just sit there and whinge about it, and just in a totally unstructured format of me just rambling for like 15 minutes, I explain why it's fucking awful. And then someone will be like, well, you're wrong because of this. And then I'll be like, no, but you're wrong, and this is wrong because of this, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I'll do it. I don't have the time to be writing scripts. Especially not while I'm in sixth form, but this is a thing that I might not do for a little while. So I've got plenty of time to think about it. And maybe by the time I do get around to it, cartoons and stuff will have been fixed, but I doubt it. The main reason I want to do that is because the cartoon channels on YouTube are shit, for the large part. You know, Mysterious Mr. Enter is fucking awful. That guy, Veilsky Bum, fucking awful. That guy, what's his name, Mars Reviews, he's kind of similar to what I'm thinking of, but he's not edgy enough. You know, I want to be really edgy as I'm doing it, but I'm also going to be sincere, because that's kind of what I'm like in real life. I have a bunch of, you know, I think edgy things, but I genuinely believe them as well, if you see what I mean. So, like, I'll say them as if it's, like, ridiculous and it's something to be mocked, because that's just the kind of guy I am. But at the same time, you know, that's what I genuinely think. Which doesn't really help my cause. When people think you're joking, they don't take you seriously because it's a joke. But, you know, whatever. I'll play it really jokey, and sort of like I'm some kind of Nazi, but I actually am some kind of Nazi. So that'll be fun to do that. And then no one will get it, and they'll think I'm being like 100% serious, or I'll insult their favorite cartoon reviewer, and they'll get mad. But I'll insult everyone, every cartoon reviewer, and I'll mean it all, because they're all fucking garbage. Cartoons need a digibro, in my opinion. And if you give me a little while to sort of get to a point where I've got less work to do in terms of school, I reckon I could become the digibro of cartoons, if you will, but more digibro after dark than regular digibro, because you know, I can't not you got to write scripts, you got to do research and stuff, and then it's like But, you know, if it's just, like, sitting in a room full of paraphernalia, wearing sunglasses at night, in your room, and talking to a camera, then I can do that. And I can especially do the controversial opinion part, so, I mean, when do I start, you know? This is a job for me. Obviously, making YouTube videos is not a real job, and I would never expect to be paid to do whatever. Talk to myself making YouTube videos, but so you know that's why I'll never have a Patreon or anything, and I'll never have ads on my videos. I'll get a real job to support myself and do the videos on the side, which is the way it's supposed to be done. I don't know how or why this whole autistic thing of making YouTube your job sort of came about, but I don't want that. I don't want YouTube to be my job. I never have, and I never will. You know, everyone's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have YouTube be your job? Play games for a living? Yeah, fine, that sounds good. That's why everyone back in the day, you know, back in all them cartoons and stuff from, like, the 90s and stuff, everyone, or maybe even the 80s, in the early 2000s, everyone's like, I really want to be a game tester. When I grow up, I get to play games for a living, innit? Brand new video games all day. Everyone obsessed with brand new video games because every game was old the moment it came out then, back in the day. Because, well, they were old. You know, it was 30 odd years ago. If a game's 30 years old when it came out, I mean, oof. Nowadays, everything's old as soon as it comes out because there's something new out every 20 minutes. And a lot of the time... Come on, I was right next to the track. I could have easily got back on that. And sometimes you don't even realise when new stuff has come out because of how close everything comes out together. Or like how much preview footage is coming out and like gameplay and stuff. Because they'll give YouTube channels a copy of the game like weeks before it's like a full copy of the game before the game has even come out, and you can watch like a playthrough of the entire game before the game is even like available to buy. You know, and it's I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I've just said I don't get it, but I do get it. It's like we want people to see this game, and you know, whatever they see, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is good. Look at this, it's good." And then, at the same time, I don't understand it, because, like, you know, after I've seen all of a game, a lot of the time it'll be like, well, I don't really want to play it anymore. And I don't get that. I don't get that a lot. You know, a lot of the time, I'll watch a Let's Play to see what someone else thought of a game that I either liked, well, mostly liked, since I like pretty much all racing games, and the YouTube channels I'm subscribed to, well, all the ones that concern games, at least. I was about to say gaming, but I stopped myself. And I know that it's the SJW's fault that the word gamer has become cringy, you know, but I don't think I ever liked it. You know, being an epic gamer is like not something I want attached to myself. I'm not a gaming channel, I'm a racing game channel. Just put the ing somewhere else, you know? Racing game channel. There we go, that's fine. I can accept that. Racing is cool. Gaming is not. When you say gaming, and obviously this is still the SJW's fault, and I shouldn't really be thinking this, but I'm not. The point is, it's about what you class yourself as, you know? In the same way, I'm not a biker, even though I ride a motorcycle, and I really like motorcycles, and I'm deep into motorcycles. I'm not a biker. I'm deep into games, and I play games all the time, but I'm not a gamer, if you see what I mean. That's the point I was getting at. I think I interrupted myself and started going on some other tangent late on into that when I was just about to say something about something, but from the whole part there where I just explained that I'd interrupted myself, it should be pretty clear that I don't know what that was going to be, so best to just forget about it. Another night stage. Probably not going to do so well on this one. Although if I'm ahead, if I'm in a good spot at the first checkpoint, I'm going to call them checkpoints. Splits. Checkpoints is right, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm doing way better on this night stage than the one in New Zealand. I don't know what happened in New Zealand, but that was not... Whatever the opposite of a good night stage was, that was what happened in New Zealand. I don't know what I managed to do then. And how I managed to... And it's been like that on the last few night stages, actually. Or it might be every other night stage is fucking awful. And then some of the night stages are okay. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Actually, if possible, right, I might, because I know that I said that I've dropped doing road games. Also, if you've seen the movie Road Games, pretty good. It's an Australian film about a trucker, and there's also there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. That's not the voice. His brain is squirming like a toad. I mean, it fits the sound that Jim Morrison makes, but I don't think is what he's actually saying. Yeah, no, it's good. I recommend watching Road Games. It's from 1981. 1981 sounds right. The 80s. The early 80s. Yeah. But if I do go back to road games, then Grid Autosport will be yet another game to add to the dropped list of games that I'm going to need to pick up at a later date and finish later on, because I want to play something else instead of Grid Autosport, and that something else is Gran Turismo Concept 2002 Tokyo Geneva. You'll be thinking, why do you want to play that? The last time you played a Gran Turismo game, you stopped at episode 50, and that was like more than a year ago at this point. That is true. The last time I uploaded a Gran Turismo video, I don't think it was a year ago. I think I was still playing Gran Turismo into this year, but the point is I stopped playing Gran Turismo a long time ago. Gran Turismo 3, anyway. I've been playing it, some of it, a little in my spare time. You know, I'll jump on and do a race here if I want to try out a car that I had. Like, remember when I unlocked that Nissan GTR LM, the R33 race car thing? I had a craving to drive that, so I drove that a little while ago. That was the most recent time that I played that game. But the real reason I think I gave up on Gran Turismo 3, I don't know if it was that I had no money, but if I had the money to be able to buy all the cars that I wanted in that game and just do whatever I pleased, then I feel like I could have got it done. And I found out a way to start out with 500 grand in the game without putting in a cheat code or anything. So what I figure is I might as well do that, because, you know, why wouldn't I start out with 500 grand bonus cash? And the way you do that is you either complete or get to set. I'm not sure. I haven't actually researched this, but I know that it's true because I've seen people that start Gran Turismo 3 with 500 grand. So you either get a 75% completion or a 100% completion of Gran Turismo 2002 Concept. So I reckon I can do that because after I bought it, I gave it a bit of a sample play, and sure, there are a fair few challenges in there. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say there's about 10 things to do, and then you can get a free 500 grand. But you know, there's not too many, and they're not too hard. I reckon I could get gold on the majority of them, as long as I'm willing to use Gran Turismo tactics rather than sort of more realistic racing tactics. Gran Turismo tactics is wall riding and stuff, just so we're on the same page. I don't know how well you can hear me. I've been talking a long way from the phone, so I'm going to lean down and repeat that last thing I said. Gran Turismo concept, Gran Turismo racecraft is to wall ride and stuff. And if you use that, you should be able to get the golds fairly easily. I don't know what the car was doing because it accelerated and I wasn't even on the throttle. Whatever, that's fine. I bounced off the tree rather than being wrecked by it, so I'm cool. Yeah, so if I do go back to playing a road racing game, it will be Gran Turismo Concept 2002 Tokyo Geneva, so that I can restart Gran Turismo 3 with a whole bunch of cash to actually get that game done this time. I'm thinking I might delete the old. No, I'm gonna leave the old Gran Turismo episodes up, but when I go back to playing it at long last, I'll start at episode 1 again, you know? Just so we're all clear. I'll have to make some kind of distinction between Gran Turismo 3 episode 1 and Gran Turismo 3 episode 1 beyond the funny little title I put in. Well, funny in air quotes, but beyond the little title I put next to it. I'll have to come up with some way of being able to distinguish between the original Let's Play I did and the one that I'm gonna do with bonus cash. Maybe I could start out with an actual key car this time, although it wouldn't really have the same impact because I could just buy, you know, a real car straight after. My phone battery's down to 3%, so I'm gonna plug it in. Just give me a second. Just uno momento while I plug myself in to the mainframe. There we are. Let's get the final bit of the Rally of Australia done, then I can do the Rally of Wales, and then I can call WRC 2 Extreme completed. Be my second off-road game to complete after the old Dirt Showdown fiasco of 2016, I think. Nope, that was this year. Yeah, that must have been Dirt Showdown must have been this year because I was playing it at the same time as this. Ah, weird. No, I played Dirt Showdown all in one go. I didn't play anything at... What? No. I can't remember now. The point is... Right, the point is that I played Dirt Showdown this year. So I only managed to finish 2 rally games this year. Because there's no chance I'm going to complete whatever I decide to do next before next year. I cleared that tabletop nicely. And I still can't win the Super... Oh wait, I did! Not by much though, but I did win it. Right. let's show everyone the championship standings and stuff just before we do the Rally of Wales. I've unlocked Bonus World 3. At some point, I'm going to find out what that means. But here are the championship standings. I have 130 points to Marcus Gronholm's 43. And Subaru, I have 155 points to Peugeot's 83. So, going to do the Rally of Wales now. And then call this game done.